Hi, everybody. It's Joni Wilson and Roxy coming live from Nashville to do our live storytelling of the Dog Rescuers book series. And we're pretty excited tonight because I don't know if you can see him. I don't want to move him because he had a little bit of a surgery on his knee and he's doing great. But Mojo is joining us tonight, Mojo Wilson, after about 6 days because we had to let his dad babysit him while we were doing this, or puppy sit, I should say, so that he just wouldn't like try to squirm and while I was trying to read to you. So there was logistics involved, okay? But Mojo's joining us tonight. And of course, Mojo appears in book 3. So his little storyline's pretty awesome. And of course, Roxy Roo appears in book 3 eventually too. But for right now, they're just my little cohorts in crime every night to read you guys chapters of my book series. So we have done, I'm going to put Roxy to bed here because she likes that. She likes to go to sleep while we're reading. And she settles in. She even has her cute little outfit on because we went for a nice long walk in the park today. We got outside in the sunshine. And we did good, didn't we, Roxy? And Mojo did good, too. We got to get out in the sunshine with Mojo as well. So we got lots to cover because we have already finished book 1 and we're on to book 2. And if you remember, this was book 1. The Dog Rescuers. Kiddo trains a rescuer. And where we're at right now is Kiddo, of course, is at Abby's house where Abby now doesn't even know and doesn't really realize it, but Kiddo and his best buddy Zeus are now training secretly, unbeknownst to the kids, Abby and Luke how to be dog rescuers. And if you need to catch up on all of these chapters, then all you have to do is go back to my Facebook feed, okay, and you'll see each chapter. There's 7 of them, and you can catch up that way too. They're about 15 minutes long, and then you can join us each night live if you'd like. Or you can just go on my Facebook page and catch up on any of book 2 that we're starting to read. So tonight we are doing book 2 and we are on chapter 2. So we're going to get rolling on that one. And let's catch up, shall we? So book 2, what's happened is Abby and Luke have decided now that they have to basically find new homes for these dogs. They don't understand that Kiddo is sending messages out to his mind, with his mind all over the area to help other dogs that are lost and confused, sad and abused, so they can come also to Abby's house and get rescued. Now, Abby doesn't even know this is really going on or what's going on. It's some kind of little side plot that only dogs know about. Only dogs communicate about it. And who's our next dog? After Zeus showed up, now we have Romeo. Romeo the bulldog, okay? Romeo has a little problem. He loves hugs. He loves to be, with his family, but they really can't handle him because he farts all the time, all the time. He's Putin. Why? Because he has an addiction to trash. He likes to get in the trash. And all he does is eat all these bad things. And it really, really kind of comes out, eventually where he has to fart all the time. So eventually he gets no hugs. He gets no love. And he just realizes I'm in the throes of addiction. Who cares? He ends up in another trash can behind Tamborelli's restaurant. And what happens to him? He gets knocked in by accident and the garbage man comes along without knowing he's in the garbage can, takes him off to the city dump. When Romeo comes to, he realizes, this could not be so bad. There's all kinds of garbage here to eat. Am I in heaven? Am I in dog heaven? So he's trapped there for 11 days, which at first is a lot of fun because he can eat whatever he wants. He can fart. Nobody says anything about it. He's like, this is great. Until eventually he gets lonely and he realizes there's no love here in the dump. So he's got a dilemma. He cries out. He gets down on his knees and he prays to the big white dog in the sky. Please get me out of the dump. I need love. I need hugs. Help me out. I know I've abused my body. I know I haven't done all the right things that I was supposed to do and my family, to take care of my family, but I'll do whatever it takes to get healthy again. I'll do whatever it takes. Well, up on the fence line, he hears a noble voice in the back glow stream of the sun where it's glaring and it's completely blinding him. And he hears a voice telling him, is that right? Will you actually do that this time? Do you really want help? And he's like, yes, big white dog in the sky. Because, to dogs, they probably think that's what God would look like, right? A big white dog in the sky. It makes sense to me. So he thinks that's who he's talking to. Nope. Guess what happens? He realizes that up on top of the fence line, it's a cat. A big white cat. Yeah. So we have a big dilemma now. You mean all this time I've been talking to a CAT, a cat? That's a problem for a dog. That's a big problem. So he's got a big moral dilemma going on right now, right? And the cat, the cat doesn't care if he's what he is. He just knows that this dog needs his help, and that's all this dog has got is this cat to help him. Okay, he can't be fussy. He can't be picky right now. He needs help. So the big white dog in the sky, like he had been taught in puppyhood, was actually a big white cat. So let's go on to the next few pages of chapter 2, The Dog Rescuers Purrfectly Unleashed. Hey, buddy, the cat said, are you finally done stuffing your face? Because if you are, then follow me out of here to get the help you need. But there is no turning back. If you truly are ready to change, I know just the place, said the cat. The cat replied in a soft rhyme. Romeo had to shake his head several times. He could not believe what he was seeing. After all these years of thinking help came from the big white dog in the sky, what's this? A cat? This was shaking him to his very core. Wait a minute. No way. Could it be? So when I pray to the big white dog in the sky, it's actually a cat? This is going to mess with us dogs for sure. I can guarantee that. Romeo returned the rhyme. The cat turned and hissed and replied, I don't respond to labels. You can call me names like cat, dog, horse, iguana, blah, 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 but I'm part of the animal kingdom just like you. And I can guarantee this dump ain't the Rainbow Bridge. The real one is going to be someplace way more beautiful. There are hugs every day from all types of animals of different sizes and colors and species, a place where we will all see our differences as strengths and beauty, not as us versus them, a place where we'll all be at the same level. And the food is so good, you won't need to eat garbage. So, from my vantage point, I'm the best thing you got. Put your prejudice aside, dog, and make it to the end of this plot. Romeo swallowed his doggy pride. It's not easy to do. And followed the big white bossy cat. He knew he had to in order to save himself. There were narrow passages on the way out of the dump. The only Romeo's new unusual friend could have helped him maneuver. He needed his help. He could not do it on his own. They journeyed through the night in the way cats love to travel, through alleyways and over rooftops. Romeo was truly exhausted by the time he reached a gate. In the heat of the morning, beating down on his roly-poly body, Romeo stood before the gate, panting. It took everything he had to follow his new unusual friend to this point. A cat who doesn't admit he's a cat. Who does that? Romeo said to himself as the cat jumped up high on top of the gate and once again looked down on the fat bulldog, and he had to just coax out of the garbage heap. And this is where I'm going to leave your side. Beyond this gate is a pack of dogs. One is narrow-minded like you, I might add. However, we are all trying to work towards the greater good. So I choose to look past our differences, even if you make fun of me, said the cat. Romeo looked on in shock. that he was even entertaining a conversation with a cat, let alone following one instead of chasing one. The cat continued on. This is the home of a newly trained dog rescuer named Abby. They will get you cleaned up so you'll be huggable again. Romeo asked, but how do you know this, even though even my own family couldn't get me to stop eating trash and farting? How can this complete stranger clean up my act? Because you have finally hit rock bottom. So you will clean up your own act. Someone else can't do this for you. You will have to make the decision, and the decision is yours. Do you want hugs? The cat asked, while he shrugged his shoulders in disbelief that this dog was asking so many questions. Romeo just hung his head low in a mound of weakness. The cat walked right up to his face and demanded, "Ah, ye of little faith, find strength within yourself and walk through that gate." That's it for tonight. So I do have some things for you to see and enjoy, though. Several of you guys were asking about what gave the inspiration for thinking about writing songs about dogs, and then think about dogs and how they, if we rescue them, do we think then they turn around and rescue us back? Well, then I thought, of course they do. When you live with dogs and you've had as many dogs as I have had and you have had and your parents have had, you get to figure this out over time. You're like, I think there's a secret world of communication with dogs and cats, by the way. They're all communicating with each other. So I thought, wouldn't that be fun to kind of write a book series about it? I rescued this big, beautiful dog named Zeus. Zeus was a Great Pyrenees. That's his best friend. The real Romeo. I stole Romeo's name, and Romeo was a little Maltese. He wasn't a bulldog at all, but that's how the imagination works. You come up with ideas like this. So maybe you can start writing down stories, and you can be a storyteller. Zeus was such a great dog. He was actually in a farmer's field, and he was not doing so well. The farmer would leave for weeks on end and come back and just expect Zeus to fend for himself. And Zeus was kind of, underweight, not doing so well. So I rescued him, and I brought him to my house. And he made instant friends with that little dog right there. This little dog, Romeo, actually inspired the character Kiddo. Because Romeo always wanted to be a big dog like Zeus. He looked up to Zeus and thought he was great, but Romeo always had his own side agenda. And Romeo, this little dog right here, was actually the boss, just like Kiddo. So Zeus came home, and after 2 months of living at the house, things were going great, but one night there was a house fire, and Zeus barked everybody awake, and he barked everybody awake, the neighbors on both sides, and all people, all pets, everybody got out of the house fire safely, and Zeus was a hero. In fact, he got an American Humane Society Hero Dog Award just to prove it. Pretty amazing stuff. That's a true story. That is not even fiction. So that's when I realized I rescued Zeus so he could rescue me. And from there, the whole book series, The Dog Rescuers, came about. And we have a lot of different characters. You can see on my shirt, we have a lot of different characters coming down the pipeline. Okay, so each night we're going to continue to read a chapter at 8 p.m. until we get through all of this. And then we might even start over again. Who knows? But if you miss it, you can just keep going on the Facebook page, which is The Dog Rescuers Online. Just go on Facebook and pull that up and just push like. And then you're going to be able to go back into each one of those feeds and enjoy each one of the chapters. All right. So we're going to continue on tomorrow night with chapter 3. In the meantime, I wanted to play you a little song. Okay. While I play you a little song, I'm going to just flash pictures of some of the dogs that came into my life that just inspired. And maybe you'll get inspired too. I want you to look at your pet. I don't care if it's a turtle. I don't care if it's a goldfish. I don't care if it's a snake. I don't care if it's a hamster. I want you to think about your own little story and Tell your brother or your sister a story, or tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your grandma and grandpa, tell your aunt, tell your uncle, tell your teacher a story about your pet. Okay, just a quick one. Make one up in your imagination and see what happens. Okay.
I drive all night to be with you to the red.
This is a song called Freedom.
That's freedom. Hear me sing. Oh, let it ring. Give me freedom. Freedom to live my life.
Now make sure that you guys message me your pets, and I'll start putting them on the live show, okay? This is Samuel Pennington in book 3. There's Mojo Wilson. There's Samuel Pennington.
That's what I like about you.
So send me pictures of your pets.
In the rain, can't wait for you to come back again and do that thing you do.
That's Roxy Roo as a puppy. Funny hair, huh? Freedom. Here you go. There's Roxy Roo eating poo. She's got a little problem with that. All right, you guys have a good night. I want you to go to bed really good for your parents, okay? I'll see you tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central from Nashville, Tennessee. And I want to give a quick shout out before we leave each other to all the kids from around the world now that are watching these little storytelling times on Facebook. And thank you so much for joining me, because I'm having so much fun doing this. And so is Mojo, and so is Roxy Roo. See, she's already asleep. Say goodnight, Roxy. So we'll see you again, okay? And I want to say hola to all the kids in Mexico. I want to say all the kids in Spain, France, Germany, Finland, Switzerland, Great Britain, and Canada, where my nieces and nephews live. And I'm saying hello to all the kids in the United States of America. Good night. Peace.